Hi. Voting is treason against yourself. This is what every American needs to learn. TV encourages people to vote. TV tells you voting is your civic duty. Well, that's a lie. Everything on TV is a lie. Your civic duty comes from the Declaration of Independence. You have a duty to throw off such government after that 100% corrupt scumbag government commits a long train of abuses and usurpations against you. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are both our enemies. If you vote for either of those criminals, you are committing treason against yourself. If you don't vote, and you aren't trying to encourage everyone in the United States to unite and fire the whole damn government, then you are also committing treason by doing nothing. Of course, if you're too stupid to see this, then you're not actually committing treason, you're just guilty of stupidity, and that's not a crime for which you can be prosecuted. People have to stop voting. All Democrats and all Republicans are our enemies, by virtue of the fact that all of them allow the Federal Reserve to exist in violation of the Constitution to rob everyone in the United States through taxes, inflation, fraudulent mortgages, and other underhanded tactics of stealing money from all of us. Democrats and Republicans also all allow enemy attorneys to work in our government and to practice their deranged version of law against us in violation of the Declaration of Independence and in violation of the original 13th Amendment to the Constitution. No, the original 13th Amendment has nothing to do with slavery. It was called the Titles of Nobility Act, which bars enemies with the title of Esquire from working in our government. Other titles of nobility would also exclude people. In case you don't know, Esquire means scumbag attorney. All Democrats and Republicans also allow TV to violate the First Amendment, or more correctly, the spirit of the First Amendment, by allowing our enemies who own the Federal Reserve to own and control all of the TV networks where no honest person is ever allowed to address the country. The liars on TV can reach everyone in the United States by using TV, while honest people are prohibited from talking to the country to educate them about how TV is lying to them and how all politicians are committing treason against us. That should be enough for you to understand that every time you vote, you are committing treason against yourself. You're not supposed to be that stupid. The government won't prosecute you for being stupid enough to commit treason against yourself. What you're doing is abetting the enemy attorneys and bankers who gained control of the United States, conquered us by subversion, rob us every day of our lives, and take our freedom away from us with their bogus laws that can't exist because those laws were created by enemies of humanity known as attorneys. This is so simple, yet nobody understands it. They keep going out and voting anyhow, because TV tells them to do it. what if my words could reach all 300 million Americans, and I could unbrainwash all of us from what TV has done to cause people to commit treason against themselves by voting for enemies named Democrat, Republican, and Esquire. What if? Will you share this? Will you make videos saying the same simple thing, that all Democrats, Republicans, and attorneys are enemies of we the people, and that we have to unite and remove these scumbags from our society, put them in prison? That's where they all belong. All Democrats and Republicans are committing treason, all attorneys are committing fraud, and all attorneys who work in our government are also committing espionage. Now, attorneys might get around this by saying, oh, we don't work in the government. We work in a corporation that's pretending to be the government, so you can't prosecute us. Well, we're the people, we're the authorities, and we can do whatever we want. So pretending to be our government is fraud. So we can prosecute all of you for fraud, and then we'll prosecute you for espionage just because we say so. And we don't have to argue with any goddamn attorneys about that. Anyone who looks sees the espionage. Attorneys infiltrated our government, destroyed our freedom, and helped the Federal Reserve rob us, all of us, every day of our lives. This is not too difficult to see if you bother to look. Now, I said that TV violates the spirit of the First Amendment because attorneys subverted the First Amendment with their weasel wording when they wrote it. They said Congress can make no law abridging the freedom of speech. The amendment doesn't say that bankers cannot abridge the freedom of speech by taking control of TV and lying to everyone in the country. So what the First Amendment needs to say when we rewrite it is that nobody can abridge the freedom of speech, and honest people can use TV to address the nation. Will you talk about that? Will you talk about uniting to fire the government? Will you talk about forming an organization of we the people to oversee our scumbag government and fire it? Put honest people in charge through consensus decisions and not elections where TV tells you who to vote for? We can't allow TV to control our minds. We have to unbrainwash ourselves from everything that TV has done to us. Stop voting, unite, talk to each other, take a position against TV, against all Democrats, against all Republicans, and against all goddamn low-life scumbag vile things known as attorneys. We have to get the attorneys out of our country and stop them from practicing their deranged version of law. They can't do it. It's in the last paragraph of the Declaration of Independence. We absolved ourselves from all allegiance to the British Crown, which controls the actions of every attorney on earth. That's our law, the Declaration of Independence. It banned attorneys from our society, and it gave us that duty to remove this government from our presence because of the long train of abuses and usurpations that it has committed against us. Please talk about these things instead of all the nonsense the TV wants you to talk about. This is what's important. Throwing the criminals out of our government and reclaiming our freedom. Thanks for watching.